So imagine waking up 5 years from right now. You look exactly the same, you drive the exact same car, you work the same job, and, yep, you're scrolling the exact same apps.
Now, I want you to imagine someone you know. And listen, they didn't get lucky, right? They didn't just win the lottery. They just spent one single hour a day on a few key hobbies. And now, they're healthier, they're smarter, way more confident, they're making more money, and meeting better people. It's the exact same amount of time, just different hobbies.
Because here is the uncomfortable truth. Most hobbies, they're designed to help you escape life. But these hobbies, they help you build one. So today, we're going to be looking at 7 hobbies that can quietly put you ahead of literally 99% of people. And the absolute best part is that almost anyone can start them today. Let's dive right into it.
Number 1. Reading like you're looking for treasure. And no, I'm not talking about doom scrolling, not reading random motivational quotes online. I mean actually reading books with a pen in your hand. Because think about what most people do. They finish a book, they close it, put it on a shelf, and then remember, maybe 3 sentences? Successful readers, on the other hand, treat books like actual conversations. They underline, they highlight, they take notes, they question the author, because one really great idea from just one book can completely change how you think. I mean, Warren Buffett famously spends most of his day reading. Bill Gates still takes his think weeks. Charlie Munger built billions by reading constantly. Is that a coincidence? Yeah, probably not.
To put it into perspective, the average person watches over 2 hours of television every single day. Just imagine replacing 30 minutes of that with reading. That adds up to around 20 books a year. Most people won't read 20 books in 5 years, and that right there, that's your distinct advantage.
Okay, number 2, learning how to write.
A lot of people think writing is just for authors. Completely wrong. Writing is thinking. Basically, if you can't explain your ideas clearly, you probably don't actually understand them clearly. Every email, every presentation, every interview, every conversation, writing literally makes all of them better. And you don't even have to publish anything. Keep a journal, write short essays, summarize what you learn. Start a newsletter with 10 subscribers. Who cares? The goal isn't becoming famous, it's becoming someone who can organize their ideas. Because in a world full of noise, clear thinkers are incredibly rare.
Moving on to number 3, strength training.
Here's kind of a strange concept. Lifting heavy objects doesn't just build muscles. It actually builds discipline. Think about it for a second. Nobody accidentally gets stronger. It requires consistency, delayed gratification, patience. It means showing up even when you really don't feel like it. And those habits, they spill into every other area of life. Business, relationships, confidence, mental health. And no, you absolutely do not need to become a bodybuilder. Actually, scratch that. Just 3 workouts a week is enough to completely change how you feel. Your future self is going to thank you every time you climb a flight of stairs without sounding like an old vacuum cleaner.
Number 4, learning a high-income skill.
So, imagine 2 different people. One spends 2 hours every single night just watching random videos. The other spends those exact same 2 hours learning video editing or coding, sales, graphic design, AI tools, or copywriting. Now fast forward 3 years. Who do you think has more opportunities? Exactly.
Look, the internet has made learning almost completely free, but most people just use it to consume entertainment, right? The people who use it to actually create value become incredibly hard to replace. And you don't need to master 10 different skills. Just one. One valuable skill, mastered deeply, can literally change your entire financial future.
All right, number 5 is public speaking.
I know, this one absolutely terrifies people, which is exactly why it's so incredibly valuable. The ability to speak confidently gives you a massive, unfair advantage. Job interviews, networking events, leading meetings, making videos, negotiating your salary, even just asking someone out. You see, confidence isn't something you're just born with. It's something you practice. So join Toastmasters, record yourself talking, speak up more in your meetings. You'll probably cringe at first, and that is a good thing. That means you're improving. The version of you that's afraid today won't even recognize the version of you 1 year from now.
Number 6, building something online.
Now, this could be a YouTube channel, a blog, a podcast, a newsletter, an Instagram page, or even a small online business. But here's why this hobby is so different. Instead of just consuming the internet, you become someone who actually contributes to it. You start learning marketing, communication, creativity, problem solving, consistency. And hey, maybe, eventually, you even create income while you sleep. But even if that never happens, you'll build skills that employers, clients, and business partners absolutely value. It's a win either way.
And number 7, learning how to learn.
Honestly, this might be the most important hobby of all, because the world changes fast, like really fast. The people who survive aren't necessarily the ones who know the most right now. They're the ones who can adapt the fastest. So learn how memory actually works. Figure out how to study faster, take better notes, use spaced repetition. Start asking better questions and become genuinely curious about everything, because curiosity compounds. Every new skill becomes so much easier because you've essentially trained your brain to absorb information efficiently. It's kind of like upgrading your brain's entire operating system instead of just downloading more apps.
Which brings us to the secret nobody talks about.
Here's the truly interesting part about all this. None of these hobbies are going to produce dramatic results overnight. You're not going to wake up tomorrow speaking like a TED presenter. You won't read one book and suddenly become a millionaire. And you definitely won't lift weights for a week and turn into Superman. The magic is completely invisible. That is, until one day, people start asking you things like, how did you get so confident? How do you know so much? Why are opportunities always finding you? See, they'll think you just got lucky. What they won't see are the thousands of tiny hours quietly stacking together.
Because that's exactly how compound growth works. Just like money earns interest, skills earn opportunities. Those opportunities create experience. The experience creates confidence, and then that confidence creates even more opportunities.
And suddenly, you're living a completely different life. Not because you were somehow more talented, but because your hobbies were building you up while everyone else's were just distracting them. Now, you don't need to start all 7 of these today. In fact, please don't. Just pick one. Commit to it for the next 30 days. Just 1 hour a day. No excuses. Because the gap between ordinary and extraordinary isn't usually about intelligence. It's about what people repeatedly do when nobody's watching.
So I'll leave you with this question. Which hobby are you starting today? Let us know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this explainer, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.